Greetings, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. We're going to be talking today about how narcissistic abuse all the way to the end is like escaping spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Yes, how narcissistic abuse is just like escaping spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. Welcome, 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 welcome. So we're talking today, Monday, December 23rd, about how narcissistic abuse is just like escaping spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Yes, welcome, 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 welcome. Happy Monday, wherever you are. Welcome to the live. We're talking today about how escaping narcissistic abuse is like spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Welcome. Nice to see you. Welcome, 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 welcome aboard. Happy Monday. Today, Monday, December 23rd. Hi, Yolanda. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Hello, Sean, Mary Jane, Brown Sugar. We're talking today about how narcissistic abuse is like escaping spiritual slavery in the hell realm. That's what it is. How narcissistic abuse is like escaping spiritual slavery in the hell realm. And I'm so glad you're making time to join. This is the topic today. And if you've experienced narcissistic abuse, you know that you couldn't escape it because you didn't know what was happening to you. And you didn't know what was happening to you because you were in the hell realm. So we're going to define what the hell realm is, what spiritual slavery is, what narcissistic abuse is, so you can understand how you have lived this or are living it and about to get out, or have observed it around you. Narcissistic abuse is tantamount to being under spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. I'm here because you're here and we're together in this together. As Ram Dass says, we're each walking each other home. That's all it is. So that's the story. That is the story. And if you think anyone will benefit from being on this live, just share this with them so they can join. Let's have a very authentic, powerful conversation about how narcissistic abuse is similar to being under spiritual slavery in the hell realm. It's as simple as that. And that's all it is, you see. And it's a moment when you recognize to rejoice and understand this is why this happened to you, right? So let me start with let me define what a narcissist is. Hey, Tammy, what a narcissist is, what an empath is, what narcissistic abuse is, and then looking at narcissistic abuse in the context of spiritual slavery in the hell realm. So a narcissist, just to start, a narcissist is effectively an individual who experienced at a very early age either overindulgence, you're the best thing in the world, even if they hadn't earned it, or if they didn't experience overindulgence, they experienced extreme neglect. Extreme neglect. And so as a result, the narcissist learns that to perform and manipulate is how I get what I want. So that's what a narcissist is. What is an unhealed empath? An unhealed empath is an empath who has very active empathy, par excellence, way above and beyond what the ordinary person is. And this is because an empath has very active mirror neurons. This is a part of the brain that enables connectivity and empathy. So narcissists produce a significant amount of empathy. Empaths produce a significant amount of empathy because of this mirror neurons, something that narcissists don't have. So we've got that. We've defined what an empath is. We've defined what a narcissist is. Now let's define what narcissistic abuse is. And for those who are joining today, we're talking about how narcissistic abuse is tantamount to spiritual slavery in the hell realm. So what is narcissistic abuse? Narcissistic abuse is a relationship typically between a narcissist, which we just defined, and an empath, which we also just defined, who are in a relationship that lacks reciprocity, because it is solely to the benefit of the narcissist to be in relationship with the empath. And I'll tell you why. Now, this relationship feels like spiritual slavery in the hell realm, because the primary reason why the narcissist wants to be or is with an empath, and Superfly, what did you say? Empaths attract narcissists because we're narcissists ourselves. Change my mind. Well, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to share facts and evidence. And if that works for you, wonderful. You're in the right place, right? There's no arguments or drama, just pure facts and evidence. So, and we're not here to prove anything, right? Just to be clear, I'm a healed empath, right? So I don't fall into that trap of trying to prove anything. So let's get to it. Narcissistic abuse is tantamount to spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Why do I say this? Because a lot of us who experience narcissistic abuse didn't realize we were under narcissistic abuse. We thought, well, there are people who are not like us, so let me make excuses for why they're not so great, hoping that if I'm nice to them, one day they will change. And we are this way because we are in the mode of recognizing that not everybody is like us. You see, not everybody is like us. It's as simple as that. And we expected that people are like us so that we can continue to be these unhealed empaths. But we were programmed to be empaths who give because we're raised in a family of narcissists, whether we know it or not, whether one of our parents was a narcissist or both were narcissists, or if we were raised by caregivers who are narcissists. Believe me, these narcissists have a predatory instinct that can spot someone who has the light. And the moment you're spotted with this light, you're programmed not to see the light, because the empath is always the last to realize that one is an empath. So you're programmed not to see the light so you can be an energizer battery pack for these narcissists. And why? Because a narcissist lives in a permanent place of hell. You see? And what is hell? Hell is this realm. It looks pleasant. We've got skyscrapers everywhere. The sky is blue. But we don't realize that we're all victims, because the original sin is someone gets hurt, and then in order not to feel hurt, they hurt the next person, and suddenly we have a bunch of victims. And this is how the energy of victimhood spreads. And then we become afraid of each other. So we project negative thoughts and negative words or passive-aggressive words, but they're done politely with smiles and ceremony. But that is hell. Because if we were not living in hell, there would have been no need for existential philosophers in France talking about the meaning of life, right? You wouldn't have to pay for bottled water. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? Water is free, but you pay for bottled water, bottled spring water. So the hell realm is victims victimizing other victims and creating new victims. And an empath is kept in the hell realm through the magic of spells. How are spells used? Spells are based on the negative thoughts, which manifest in either passive-aggressive language, backward compliments, gaslighting, and manipulation. And effectively, if you've been under narcissistic abuse, I have to guess that you thought your life was going to be miserable for the rest of your life, that there'll be moments of joy, but struggle or survival was just the way it was going to be, because no matter where you went, you experienced the same thing. Well, the reason why you experience the same thing is because this narcissistic thing in your life is not limited to one or two persons. It's a monitoring spirit that follows you everywhere you go, which is why you have narcissistic friends, narcissistic relatives, narcissistic neighbors, you've worked in narcissistic jobs, you've had narcissistic bosses. It's because this spirit, this Jezebelian spirit, inhabits broken people. Remember, we've defined what a narcissist is: someone who was either neglected or overindulged, and inhabits those narcissists wherever you go. So you begin to feel like your life is a curse. And the reason why this continues is because It is in your bloodline. Let me give you the evidence for that. The National Institute of Health proposes that the trauma gene, so in this case, narcissistic abuse, is passed on between 17 to 14 generations. And it's not just passed on through what you see in your environment where you were raised, but it's also passed through your blood, your DNA, through a process called epigenetics. That's why it feels like it's manifest destiny. You can't get out of it because your two parents or caregivers could not. Then your four grandparents could not. Then the 8 before could not. Then the 16 before could not. Then the 32 before could not. The 64 before could not. The 128 before could not. The 256 before could not. And the 512 before could not. I've just given you real data of about 1,000 people before you who could not break this spiritual slavery in the hell realm until you showed up. You, the black sheep, and you said, no, this has to stop. This is why your family blamed you for everything. This is why there were Jedi tricks to make you feel like you were nothing and nobody. This is why your voice has been silenced. This is why you've been ignored. This is why you've been made to feel like you're nothing. This is why you felt invisible. These were deliberate tactics to make you forget who you are, to make you question your worth. Because so long as you question your worth, you are never going to think big ideas like, I can be a healer. How could you? Because you've been programmed to think you are nothing and nobody. It's a program. And the program was installed to you through abracadabra, spells. So spells is not some witch over there. The spells is the negative words that are spoken to you, the lies, the manipulation, ABC, spelling. That's why you have to be mindful of what you say about yourself and what people say to you. And that's why you have to be in the mode of being able to correct language directed to you that does not belong to you. You don't agree with things that don't align with you. Because the moment you agree, oh, yes, okay, you just accepted the spell. So the early narcissists in your life knew that if you remain in good self-esteem, you are going to become an unstoppable force that will break the trauma. Therefore, that's spirit. And when you know it's a spirit, you don't take it personal. You don't blame the humans. You deal with it at a spiritual level because it's the spirit of Jezebel, you see, that attacks you. So let me read some comments. There's some commentary going on here, and I don't want to miss it, right? So Glamby Candy, that's why you got to play for your bloodline. Exactly right. This is exactly right. Just can't shade them the computer to come back, dear Diary, because it was in your curse. You see, generational cycles. The National Institute of Health shows how it's repeating. And repeats because in nurture, we learn behavior. That's how the program begins. And then it's also passed on. So now you have this common experience of suffering, of dealing with doppelganger energies, of dealing with copycats. The moment you meet someone, you know they're intimidated by you and you can tell, you can pick up on that energy. Or people are in secret competition with you at all points in time. And you're like, I don't even feel that good enough. Why are they ganging up on me? And you probably, of course, the Jezebel Tamara McGowan, the Jezebel spirit is genderless. It has no gender. You see, the trick about gender is to divide. When you're in the spiritual realm, there's no gender, right? Whether it's the divine feminine or the divine masculine. I live in my feminine energy, intuition, and I'm a man, very much a male. But I love to be in my feminine energy because that's where intuition and wisdom reside. And when you're an empath, this is where you live. The ability to attract, not chase, is a divine feminine energy. So let's see, dear Diary. So it's monitoring spirit, a familiar spirit. You got it. You said it. You said it. You see, this is the whole deal. So the reason why this happens to you is because it's been known that you are the one who is going to break this curse that has lived in your family for 400, 500, 600, 700 years, maybe even longer. And I'm not being dramatic. The data on how long this curse has been in your family is proven by the National Institute of Health, telling you the trauma gene is passed on between 7 to 14 generations. And then one person wakes up in 2024, or most of us were activated in 2020, Most of us have also been in the journey prior to 2020. You suddenly wake up and said, no, there's something wrong. And the moment you wake up to narcissistic abuse in your family is waking up to how narcissistic the wider framework is, the matrix. So when you wake up from narcissistic abuse, you're not simply waking up from narcissistic abuse, you're waking up from the hell realm on earth and on your way to the heaven realm right here on earth as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Or am I just speaking to myself? You got to tell me. Spoken truth. Yeah, I see it with men in my family. They pass early off of health conditions and unalived by some. What do you mean, spoken truth? And if you want to speak, just let me know and I'll invite you to the live so we can hear from you. Rhonda Lee. I've been in survival mode for so long, I tend to stay in my masculine energy. And that's the trap, Rhonda. You see, the trap is that the masculine energy, which is doing and acting, has its place. But in the spiritual realm, it's largely about the feminine energy. And a woman, I'm assuming if you identify as such, or a person who optimizes for their masculine energy is because you have never felt safe. You've never felt safe, you see. That's why. So spoken truth, let's hear from you. What's on your mind and how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I bumped into you a couple of days ago.
Yep.
I've been hearing for 2 years, and just how you able to articulate it off everyone else is profound. The lady named Tina Marie 444 that I met in the beginning of my healing journey, who helped me realize kind of sort of what I was going through, but I already had an idea. It was just a woman that can vouch for just what men go through. So what I said in the comments, I'm 31 years old. Time traveling, taking my healing journey and just thinking, because everything is, you can think and you have to figure out everything. Everything really desired, but you also have to cleanse your eating. You have to change your eating habit. And
that's right.
You see, I was struggling, so I changed my struggling mindset to fasting and healing my body.
Wow.
Which made me realize a lot, which actually activated my kundalini and made my chakras activate. And so I realized my uncles and all the men in my family, it's even one of my uncles alive right now. He's just in a nursing home. He's disabled because he fell and bumped his head back then when I was a child. But 2 of my uncles passed away. My brother passed away 3 years ago. My uncle passed away 2 years ago. But it's due to all this, and it's health reasons. My 2 uncles passed away off of health causes, and my brother passed away by somebody unaliving him, an 18-year-old. But that was a part of his karma.
That's right.
Not realizing what's going on. So my brother passing away helped me activate even more. I was in a narcissistic, abusive relationship where I was being manipulated. My mind was being played with. I was my brain was in a fog when she discarded me. And my son is actually autistic. I discovered I'm autistic, and I just discovered it 2 years ago, and I was going through the hardships of that. But the reason why I'm an empath, but I'm an autistic individual, but I also told my son's mom, I'm a healer.
That's right.
That's what made her latch on to me, and she used me all the way until I was drained, thought she finished me. But you see, the Most High in the universe, due to technology, learning quickly, the synchronicity is real, so you're able to get the messages you truly deserve, because there's messages in music and movies as well.
That's right.
Our parents don't really know this because they didn't really read the Bible to
exactly.
figure all this out. And,
exactly.
Today they'll use narcissistic to cover up the Jezebel spirit, so we won't go down into the deepest origins to really figure it out.
Exactly.
So, a coddling type of mechanism, but it's it's a lot, man. And I appreciate meeting you and just how you articulate and be able to, because I'm there, and I know also the Saturn return starts at 28 to about 31.
That's right.
And I'm 31 right now, trying to transition into 32 in May. I'm also a Gemini, which makes me a humanitarian, so this is why I'm good with my words, and I'm able to console people, and I learned to balance my masculinity, my femininity early on when
Yeah.
I was 13 because I'm from the Bronx, New York. So I was in an environment where it was like games and I tried
Wow.
to be the peacemaker. But
Do you know what spoken truth? Do you know what I'm picking up from everything you've said?
Drop the gems. I'm listening.
You have just come out of the valley of the shadow of death. You have come out of the hell realm. And your autistic nature is actually your superpower. Because people who are autistic can decode faster than the average person. So I'm sensing you're a very powerful empath because I hear the strength in your voice, spoken truth. And you're just getting started. Just wait till you turn 33, that magic number. When you turn 33, you will become unstoppable more than you already are. And I want to congratulate you for all that you've overcome, the deaths, the unaliving. And we know health conditions are usually all related to emotional states. This is the National Institute of Health. This is the Institute of Health again. So, for example, people with no love experience diabetes. It's not just the insulin and blood sugar levels. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? This is a little metaphysical, but it's truth. When you go to the National Institute of Health and research on the emotional basis of all health conditions, you see it. And what creates emotional states? Trauma and abuse. And you've overcome that, and you've purged yourself with fasting and all these things. I just want to salute you. I wish you the best wherever you are, and I send you good energy, spoken truth. One love, yeah?
Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to come up. I definitely booked a session with you just to let you know. So
Yeah.
we'll be talking soon.
I'm looking forward to it. What's your first name, just so I can look out for it?
Dimitri.
Okay, I'm looking for Dimitri. One love, yeah?
One love. Thank
Peace,
you,
peace. Book of Changes. What is on your mind and how you doing?
How you doing? Appreciate your content and your reflections. Two things that you mentioned that I wanted to just reflect on and hear you elaborate on. One was the concept of empaths being in their divine feminine. As a heterosexual male, I found myself after a 15 plus year in corporate America where I was, the world is created by men, American society, and I felt myself always in my divine masculine. I left that and spent the last 3 years immersed in my divine feminine, which is, spending my summers, homeschooling my 5-year-old daughter, waiting tables, substitute teaching, just exploring what it really means to really, get in touch with, as you use the word, your intuition. And it's been an interesting journey. So there's that piece. And then the other part that you said in your opening remarks was about the matrix. And that's a part that I'm still trying to figure out is, you talked about how like the narcissists in your family, they're a product of the larger environment.
That's right.
And I've come to a place where I have forgiven and I have found peace with that.
Yep.
But now I'm like looking around in my environment and it's like, how do I plug into this, knowing that it produces narcissism?
Oh, I get it.
Those are my 2 points.
So thank you so much, Book of Change. Even your name tells me everything. And even seeing the phases of the moon in your name tells me that you've really gone through the dark night of the soul. And what is happening is you're just coming out of hermit mode into integration. And the point of coming out of hermit mode is to realize that the awakening from spiritual slavery in the hell realm, when you wake up from it, is not to remain in hell. It's to come into the world to be a light unto the world. And remember all the lessons you learned, because every negative thing that happened to you was part of your PhD education. Let me say it again. Book of Changes. Every negative thing that happened to you was a lesson your soul, your spirit needed to learn. So you have all the wisdom needed to deal with the world. And by the way, coming into the world, it is not you who deals with the world. It's the spirit within you. So when you trust the spirit within you, it unfolds naturally. Because when you connect to this real compassion within you, it unearths and activates true divine wisdom. The kind of wisdom that cannot be premeditated unless you inhabit true self-compassion. So as long as you're in true self-compassion, despite all the negative things that have happened to you, then your spirit will use you in the right way to navigate the matrix, because you are here to crumble systems just like you crumbled the illusions in your family. Am I making this up? Or am I talking to you, Book of Changes?
You're talking to me. You're talking to me.
So I just want to send you lots of good energy wherever you are, and keep fighting the good fight. And the fight we're fighting is a fight of love and compassion. You heard me?
Yes, sir.
One love, yeah?
One love.
Peace, 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 peace. So you see, this hell realm will turn you into a demon. And let me tell you how you become a demon. The only way you become a demon to yourself is to accept the spells that are cast on you. You see, because the narcissist can't do anything to you. You have to agree with the narcissist. You have to agree with their gaslighting to be in hell. And the moment you agree, it's game over. So the game here is an energetic one. You have to have boundaries, work with a coach like myself or a therapist, have to write lawyers, do those things. But the way High Priest Warner's greetings, the way you do it is to break the spell, and to break the spell is an energetic thing. Dawn Marie, I rebuke them. You said it. This is all energy. This is all energy. And so when energetically you say, niet, no more, no mas, I am not that person, because the moment you heal yourself, you are out of frequency range of the narcissist, which is why the narcissist will trigger you with things to reduce your frequency. You see, verbal abuse is spell casting. Exactly right. Because the abuse is designed to drop you from your high frequency into self-doubt. And the moment you're self-doubting is game over. You see? So if anybody wants to talk, just come up with this. Any help dealing with lawyers for legal issues, justice system is insane. What do you mean, seeker of truth? Say more. Dawn Marie, spiritual warfare. What do you mean? What happened to you? Gladly can be. Go into the spirit and rebuke, renounce, and denounce. That's exactly right. And it can be that, or it's just simply you telling yourself, I do not consent. I do not consent. And you repeat, I do not consent, repeat it. And thank you, Sean, for the badges. I really appreciate it. And everyone who's sending me badges and gifts, thank you. But you're right. I do not consent. I do not consent to this warfare. I do not consent to you stealing off my energy. I do not consent to you bullying me. I do not consent to you manipulating me. I do not consent to this behavior. You see, and it doesn't even have to be verbal. It is all internal. You see, Baldwin, I put out light and get attacked. Of course, nobody's going to attack a lighthouse that has no light. But we look at the lighthouses, you stick out like a sore thumb. It's because of what is in you, not what is on you. It's the energy signature that you carry. You see, that's what makes you a target, because you live in the world of victims. So when victims see a victor, it's like, no, that can't be real. That's fake. Let's attack it and destroy it. Let's prove that it's just like us. You see? So there's a lot of comments, but if you want to talk, just let me know and I'll bring you in. And thank you for the gift there, Book of Changes. Let your light shine, High Priest Wellness. Exactly right. And anyone wants to join the live, just invite yourself and I accept, and then we can hear from you about what your experience is. But what we're talking about is how experiencing narcissistic abuse is tantamount to being in spiritual slavery in the hell realm. So why is it spiritual slavery? Because you feel like there's nothing you could do. And you cannot release yourself from narcissistic abuse until you go into the spirit. A therapist can help you with tactics, right? But if it's not in the spiritual, you're still a vessel for abuse, because those monetary spirits have been on you from the very moment you landed on this plane. Let me be clear, from the very moment you were born. This is when they joined you. You see, this is the whole kit and caboodle. Hi, Sean. How you doing?
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm well. And what's on your mind today?
I just want to thank you for your help and what you're putting out on the videos. I started watching you about 3 months ago when I was I am on my healing journey.
Yeah.
You pushed me. You didn't push me. You let me realize that I needed to go ahead and go.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old. I retired from the military.
Wow.
And I have 6 children.
Mm-hmm.
This is my 3rd marriage. And every marriage,
mm-hmm.
it's always been infidelity. And I always said, if I ever got rich that wasn't infidelity, this would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But I never encountered someone like this. And I kept trying to figure out what was the switch, the blaming me for the way they act and the way they changed. And I had to realize that I was looking at a reflection of myself and he was reflecting me. I used to find out conversations that he would have. He would go against me on certain things, but then when it came out his mouth to other people, he was using all my content. So I had to realize that I was his content. He had no content without me.
That's right.
His communication, he couldn't communicate, he couldn't answer questions. He was never resolved. He was a Debbie Downer with everything. I found out we're both retired military. When you're in the trenches and you're on a job, it's kind of hard to see that a person is a narcissist because everything in the military is by rules and by regulations. So therefore, we couldn't deviate too much, and those also gave him guidelines. So I thought that he was a very strong man, but he was not. His mother is a narcissist, I found out. Also, my mother is a narcissist. Also.
Wow.
Once I got married to him, she wanted to come move with me and leave my sister that she's always been with all this time.
Yep.
I'm just releasing now. I'm getting ready to move. I'm getting a new place. I haven't told him yet. But I'm healing. I had a lot of health issues going on the last couple of years because I was just so down. And I didn't realize that the words that we were using was bringing me down even more. I didn't find out until we got into an argument before a doctor's appointment and he didn't even want to go with me.
Yeah.
That he didn't really care at all.
Wow.
So now he knows that I don't care. I still cook. I prepare meals. I give him a kiss when I leave and when I go. But I do not let him pull me out of. It's emotional, and I had to see that he was intentionally doing every single thing with the non-sleep. Turning up his loud, asking me every morning, what are your plans today?
Wow.
And I would tell him, because he's my spouse.
Yeah.
He was sabotaging everything. Wow. Sabotage was so real, and I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
He let me know that it's not even worth it.
Sean, can I sing a song for you?
Yes.
This is from Bob Marley. And my voice is not great, but I want to transmit something to you. And it goes like this. Try to crucify the dread. Jah will never give the power to a bald head. Trying to crucify the dread. Time alone, time will tell. The thing they're in heaven, but they're living in hell. Let me explain what I just said to you. You have been on the crucifixion cross your whole life. You married enemies, competitors, and doppelganger energies.
Yes.
Your health conditions came from the internalized self-hate, and you have finally broken free. You see what a gangster you are, Sean?
Yes.
You are a real spiritual gangster. What did you say, Sean?
I feel good. I've changed my whole diet. I've lost all the extra weight that I've gained. I was like, I looked at my life and I'm like, I haven't grown since we've been together. I've lost so much.
Wow.
I'm like, he can have my car. I mean, his car got repossessed.
Yeah.
He's driving my truck, my Escalade now.
That's okay.
I don't even care.
Why would you care? You don't care because you found the greatest wealth within yourself.
Myself, it's me, getting back to me. He can have all this because I can rebuild.
No. And let me tell you, everything you've lost, you're going to get back tenfold. This is the law of averages.
Yes.
The law of polarity says if you can lose something, you can get it back. If this opposite condition exists, the other can exist. So go ahead.
He was trying. I like shoes, so I would come home and he would take my shoe boxes and move them around, in the future faking, we want to get a pool, we want to get a gas stove.
Oh.
It's so crazy. It's all being exposed. Like, he's like, we're going to get the pool. And I was like, well, I don't need the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a 4,090-foot square house with no AC in Georgia.
You know what? You were a fine champagne pouring yourself into a red plastic cup. Did you hear what I just said? That's what you.
But I thought I could help him.
Yeah, that's what every empath says, because you are a true empath. But you have realized that your empathy is now for you and you alone, and that's what will save your 6 children, Sean. You have just entered your winning season. You are a real powerful being who has excellence for herself, and that excellence is triggering and intimidating. That's why you've been.
I didn't realize that. I thought it would.
No, it would motivate. No, you're too much for them. Don't you see how amazing you are, Sean? I don't even have to see you. I know who you are. That's why. Because I am you, Sean. I am you. So I want to tell you, from now on, you be quiet and celebrate, because you've already won. You've already won, Sean. Do you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sending you lots of peace and light wherever you are in Georgia, and know you've already won. Georgia?
Yes.
All right, Sean. Peace and light and one love. Yeah, keep tuning in. You hear me?
Yes.
You've won. Keep winning. One
Thank
love.
you.
One love. One love. One love. One love. You see, we are winning together. We are winning together. You see, this is the whole business. Hi, Eileen. How are you? Can you hear me, Eileen Lang? Hello? Hello, Eileen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So tell us, how are you doing and what's on your mind?
Oh my God. I have gotten so much inspiration from you.
Oh.
I follow you and I watch you on TikTok every day, and you've given me so much power to get through the position that I'm in, and I bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Everything you say makes sense to me.
You know, you know why it makes sense to you?
Why?
Because you're finally embracing your truth.
Yeah.
And you are ready for it. And I even just hearing your voice, I can tell you are doing this even scared. You've been through the worst. I can hear it. I can hear the terror and the hope in your voice.
Yeah. It's been 24 years with somebody who completely had a mask on. I mean, he's good. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still married to him. We're separated. I unfortunately, I need health insurance. So he's actually cooperating. But now that I'm on to him, I know he's being nice for a reason.
Do you know why he's being nice, or should I just tell you, just to save you time?
Just tell me. You're always right. You always know.
You know what? It isn't me. It's just the connection to the source. But thank you. You know what? I'll tell you this. It's because it's called hoovering.
Yeah.
So you know what it is. So it's a tactic because the narcissist does not want to lose control. Even if they discard you, they want to leave the door open, which is why in most narcissistic relationships there's no closure. You see? So it's a hoover. And what I'll offer to you, if I may I offer a perspective?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Is in your mind, you're thinking health insurance is expensive, the exchange, and this is a good insurance. This is all true. But that's also a lack mindset. It's a practical perspective. I hear you, because I've been divorced twice, right? So I'm not speaking as an abstract person. I have some skin in this game. But begin to see yourself as your own provider and trust that it would happen. What you're doing there is you're pre-programming yourself to becoming a vessel of abundance, because now you've been programmed to be a vessel of lack. Am I making this up?
No, I hear what you're saying.
You see, when you start to think that all my needs will be provided for, I don't know how, I don't need to know how. And do the practical thing. Listen to your lawyers, of course.
Yes.
But I'm saying when you start to think like this, suddenly things start to show up, because there's a reason why you've experienced narcissistic abuse, just like there's a reason why I went through it my whole life.
Yeah.
You see? So firstly, I want to congratulate you for the end even though it's painful. You're going to go through some dark nights of the soul, some painful nights.
It is, but I'm so much more at peace.
That's it. That's it.
I'm in my house,
yes.
and I am peaceful.
That's exactly it. That's and the thing I want to add here before I let you go, Eileen, is to realize that narcissistic abuse is largely energetic. So you don't just deal with narcissistic abuse from a psychological place only. It is energetic, and to deal with it energetically, you have to divorce it from your spirit, from your soul, from your skin, from you. It's inside you. I don't know how to. I'm trying my best to dramatize this, but you have to purge.
I feel it, and I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's exactly it. And the moment you do that, you're free. So silence is your best friend. Observation is your best friend. That's where your intelligence comes in. Keep doing that. And I just want to send you lots of positive vibration and healing wherever you are, Eileen. And you're not alone. We're always here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And one love, yeah? One
Happy
love.
holidays to everybody.
Oh, receive. Thank you. And sending you the best as well, Eileen.
Thank you.
Peace, 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 peace. Let's see who's here. Okay. Blondie. This is powerful. Hi, 302 Blondie. How you doing?
I'm amazing, and I just want to thank you for all of your content and creating awareness. It's just such a good community to have when you feel like you're not losing your mind.
Absolutely.
And hearing everyone else on here has just been fantastic. So I am just going through the dark night of the soul. I didn't even realize what that was. I've been out of a terrible narcissistic abuse relationship, second one, just under 6 months, and moved and did everything on my own and left everything behind. So now everything's settling down and quieting, and I'm processing. I guess that's the dark night of the soul.
That's right.
So there are days when I feel really, really good, and other days where it creeps back. Is that normal? Of the processing of the dark night of the soul? Because some days I feel really good, like I know who I am. I feel like this is good, and I feel confident. And there's other days where I don't. I just want to curl up and,
this is true.
But those feelings come out.
They do come out. Let me give you an analogy. As I mentioned, I've been divorced twice, right? So let me focus on my second marriage. Do I miss that sometimes? Of course I do. Do I miss the family dynamic? Of course I do. Do I miss sometimes does my brain feel addicted to the illusion of love that was created? Of course. And then guess what happens? I remember the demon I was dealing with, the demonic spirit. And the moment I remember that, all those feelings dissipate.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to journal. And every time I feel that way, I pull out that piece of paper. It says, remember when this happened. Remember when that happened.
Exactly.
And I just try to keep pulling that out.
Exactly.
And I think what I'm learning now in the dark night of the soul is actually I am grieving the loss of self.
That's right.
Because I've always felt like I fulfilled a role as a mother. My mother was narcissistic, so as a daughter, as a sister, as a friend when some friends weren't giving back. And these narcissists that wear these masks, like it's always fulfilling a role. And lose yourself in the process.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
This place of who am I?
Yes. Do you know why you feel lost in this way? Or should I just tell you?
Please tell me.
Because you were programmed to be a giver from takers.
Yeah.
You were programmed to be a giver. So you were programmed to have no identity outside providing supply.
Correct.
This has happened, I can tell, not just for 5 years or 10 years, your whole entire life on this planet, this incarnation. And
that's exactly right.
And what you're waking up to is that was a false identity.
It is, and that's what I'm struggling with. So when I got to this new place and after I settled in, these feelings are coming up, and usually I would be busy cleaning or try to do something to push them down. I'm like, force myself to sit with them now, and feel it. Like, let's feel what this is. And I realized this is the first time in my entire life since I was 10 years old. I'm 55. 10 years old that I've never had to take care of someone, worry about somebody, look at somebody, look at their facial expressions. Are they going to be this way? Are they going to be that way? This is the first time ever I've never had to do that.
You know what? Can I say something to you? I'm really sorry that this has been your experience, because it was mine too. And I know what it's like. I'm really, really sorry. But here's the good news. You have just entered your winning season. You know, when you enter the fifth dimension, you're like a child. You don't know what to do. You're confused. It's the unknown. It's the unknown. But this is how it begins. This is why a lot of people cannot stay in the unknown. And you are there. And just hang on. You get stronger and better each day. And I promise you, in 6 months, if we ever have a conversation, you would look back on December 2024 and remember that version of yourself and say, wow, look where I am today. So what you're doing is correct. Processing those emotions, staying with the discomfort, staying with the boredom, staying with the judgment, staying with the, oh gosh, I need to distract myself, but I can't because there's no one to turn to. Because when you have no one to turn to, who do you turn to?
You turn in.
Please say that again.
You turn in.
And you realize there is nothing outside. Everything is inside. And the moment you continue to tune into that, it becomes more real by the day.
And it is a real power struggle between the mind and that soul. It is a huge power struggle. And it is exhausting some days.
It is exhausting.
It is exhausting. God, what the hell? Why can't I just fucking be where I'm supposed to be on this planet?
Why do you think the narcissists use spells to keep us trapped? The spells they use are through lying, manipulation, and gaslight. It's all words. Because those words plant seeds, and we already have trauma from our programming. We become
and like Sean said before, the masculine.
Yes, that's all it is. And you've been through it. I can hear it so much, and you're trying to make sense of it, and believe me, it gets better. All you have to do on the spiritual path, there's a saying. One of my teachers told me, and I'll share this with you if it's okay.
Please.
It goes like this. On the spiritual path, whatever you're doing, start, continue. And if you slip for any reason, no judgment, begin again. So I say it again. Start, continue. And if you fall off, no judgment, begin again.
Yeah, I'm learning self-compassion. So thank you for your words.
This is it.
I'm learning to love me.
It takes time because you were programmed not to. But when you begin to love yourself and talk to yourself in the mirror, talk to yourself in your camera.
Yeah. Because empaths, we love to love people.
We love to love.
But we don't love to love ourselves. We never have time to love ourselves, but I'm learning to do that.
Well, actually, we were stressed to not see that self-love was possible. Because we're programmed to love everybody. That's the quality of love we have. You see, people have to go to places like the Ritz-Carlton or travel first class or business class or go to Tiffany to feel empathy. And this is what we do free of charge. You know, when you go to those hi, hello, Mrs. So-and-so or Madam So-and-so or Miss So-and-so, what can we do for you? Can we help? You want some more? This is how empaths treat people. People have to pay premium prices to receive empathy. This is what we do.
And so when you love someone with your entire soul and been dropped on your face, it's so hurtful.
You do know why it's hurtful?
And it's a wake up.
You said it, but do you know why it's hurtful?
No.
Because you needed to learn that lesson.
Yes, you're right.
This is how wisdom, you see, let me leave you with this. A smooth ocean does not make for a skillful sailor. Let me say it again. Smooth or still ocean does not make for a skillful sailor. So if you want to become a spiritual gangster, you have to go through the test in the valley of the shadow of death. And when you come out, you're like, yeah, I don't know how I did that, but you did it and I'm here and they couldn't break me. And then that's how your self-confidence in yourself, not self-aggrandizement, but self-confident that you are bigger than any challenge in front of you. That confidence only comes when you've actually navigated the hurricanes on the ocean. And you looked at the hurricane and said, I am bigger than you.
Yeah, I'm trying, I'm learning.
That's where
I feel
you
that coming up, bubbling up, and then I want to push it down.
I know. You're not alone. If you ever want to talk, just book a free session on my site, innermileage.com, or just keep connected to the videos here. And I just want to send you a lot of good energy. Keep crying, because that's how your body releases the stress and the trauma. Okay.
Thank you.
One love.
I'm grateful for your gift.
I'm grateful for you too. Yes. Mansamu, what's on your mind and how you doing?
Hello.
Oh, you're on mute. Mansamu. Can you unmute? Or should I do it? Ooh la la. What happened? Please rejoin Mansamu so we can talk. But I see there's some others here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Synergistic Soul, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am well. So tell us, what's on your mind today with this narcissistic business?
Well, first, like everyone, I think we just all want to thank you so much because you are so incredibly validating for these experiences that I believe all of us had this instinct from such a young age in childhood, and we didn't have the guidance or the structure or the knowledge or the wherewithal to grasp our life. And for me personally, I came from an incredibly severe childhood trauma.
Yikes.
I don't want to put stuff out there that could trigger someone, but it was the worst of the worst of the worst. And I always felt as though I was on the outside looking in at the behaviors of the adults around me, even though I was a little kid. And now later in life, and through understanding the process where the narcissism was in my family, how I became involved in narcissistic relationships, it's all the patterns. But the biggest aha moment for me was realizing the neurodivergence. It was the ability, the level of insight mixed with the skill sets that I had that I was dismissed because I was the oddball out. So this recent narcissistic relationship that I'm coming out of was with a very, very high profile individual. And he was somebody, though, that I had met in high school. And we reconnected. So my connection to him was a familiarity of our youth, which turned into this slow, insidious trauma bond that we established because our childhoods were so traumatizing. So I'm in this relationship for 10 years. And this is an individual that's deeply, deeply rooted into the federal government. He was a presidential appointee. So the inner knowledge that I was gaining from the shenanigans, the corruption, the high intense corruption, I was having so much of a problem processing the reality that I was witnessing. And then being in this situation with this individual who was highly intelligent himself.
Of course.
Highly intelligent.
They always are.
And then the moment that the push comes to shove and the walk the walk and talk the talk, this is when the avoidant of him came out full force. The ball dropped, the rug came ripping out, and I found myself a year ago, because this is how important I want to make sure that you understand this. I came out of suicide ideation a year ago at this time.
Yikes. Whoa.
Because of how he financially and just ripped the rug out from underneath me. And I could not understand, because this was someone I knew as a kid, someone that I had been his trauma dump that I now know. Because what he would do, where he would go, what he would see was the worst of the worst that happened in this country. Through the mass shootings. I mean, you name it. I became his trauma dump. And as my therapist said, she said, Tess, you didn't have the wherewithal to comprehend this. So
Yeah.
now I'm looking at this because I've seen all sides of this spectrum.
Yes.
I now understand, because you have validated me so much. I can see both sides of this coin.
That's
I can
right.
see the wounded
Yes.
boy within him.
That's right.
That I'm compassionate towards.
That's right.
I can now see where he hid and used his mask so well with me. And like the previous woman had said, two people about how I became his inner knowledge.
Yep.
Because this is a man who was in, congressional meetings on Mondays and Fridays, and then he would text me on wanting to have the emotional capacity of how to connect with people. How do I do this? And this is someone who's at the right hand of the freaking presidents.
Yeah.
I'm guiding him.
Do you know why? Do you know why all these things happen to you? Synergistic Soul. Not to cut you off. Do you know why all these things happen to you? Or should I tell you?
No, please, because see, I'm just like this normal person who raised my daughter, who had a little simple life of just being happy baby, and then this steamroll.
No. So even your name says it all, Synergetic Soul. But let me tell you. First of all, this last person was your highest and most supreme teacher.
Yes.
Your guru.
He was my ultimate karmic.
You're an ultimate karmic. And you know why you were with him? Because you had a karmic debt to resolve. And
I
now,
believe that.
and now that you've resolved that debt, Synergetic Soul, you are awakening to your true gifts at a time when 90% of the planet is going to sleep. I'm trying to tell you something without telling you something. I don't know if you're hearing me.
I do. I hear you.
So the question is, what does this all mean? You see, your warrior energy is an opportunity for you to do the business of your higher self, which is to bring kindness to those assigned to you, which is why good things are going to start happening for you.
Well, here's my dilemma.
Yes.
I'm in the process, and my therapist, she's just like, Tess,
Yeah.
you have to write this book.
Yes.
And because when I can sit in my therapist and I can see tears come to her eyes when I express what I've been through and actually who I am as this woman,
Yes.
this mother, this incredibly empathic, loving, kind. Here's my dilemma.
Yeah.
Is because I see both sides of the coin.
Yes.
I know this karmic exposure of writing this book.
Yes.
Is an intentional. I don't mean it to be intentional,
Yes.
but I know it's going to hurt the ones that I will be sharing my memoir.
Can I just interrupt you here?
Sure.
But before I do, let me ask you, do you have a pen and paper or a laptop next to you?
Always.
Okay. Can you write the words, I see both sides of the coin? You just said it. Can you write those words or type those words?
Okay.
Okay. And let me know when you've done it.
Okay, it's done.
You just started writing your book.
Well, actually,
You just started writing your book, Tess.
I know, but I've been writing it.
Thank you.
But here's my problem. I don't intentionally hurt people.
Why do you think take a wild guess? Why do you think I'm on this live today? How do you think I got here?
How do I think you got here?
Yes, speaking my truth.
I think we all choose to come here and experience this journey.
But what are the conditions that happen to me to ensure that I can be here, being my authentic self?
Well, because you went through the same shit that so many of us are going through and have gone through.
Shit. You got it.
You're the leader of the shit train that's guiding us.
We're leaving the shit train for the perfume train, the saffron train.
Yes.
And you don't get to the saffron train until you go through the shit train. That's where you've come out of. So I am you and you are me. I've just proven to you we are one. So if you don't tell that story, you're not living your purpose, Tess. And
Okay.
the point of narcissistic abuse, when you escape from it, is to begin to live the P word, purpose.
Yes. Okay. See. Okay. This is what I needed to hear, because I am so sad that these people that are in my life are these narcissists. But I look at this and go, I know there are so many women, especially me, because I'm 61,
Yes,
that have second guessed themselves,
That's
that
right.
are just now really awakening, especially women who are late diagnosis autistic.
So you see, the program was trying to shut your throat chakra, and you've just reprogrammed yourself. So Tess, do you feel ready to take on the world, or are you still doubting yourself?
I hear you. No, I hear you.
I'm sending you lots of feeling of love. We're in this together. You win. When you win, I win. When you write that book, I write my book. We're in this together. So don't stop yourself. You hear me?
Okay, I hear you.
Thank you, Tess. And you connect anytime you want. We're in this together. Yeah?
Lovely. Thank you so much.
One
Have a
love.
wonderful
One love.
holiday.
Thank you so much. You too, Tess.
All right, bye.
All right, Mansamu. What it is?
Hello. I'm on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine. How you doing?
I am better, thank you.
Oh.
My name is Mosa.
Hello, Mosa.
I'm from Johannesburg in South Africa.
Hey. I love Johannesburg. I love Maboneng.
great.
Yeah. But
Oh, yes. Oh, wonderful. I actually have a business there.
Oh.
Wonderful. In Maboneng.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who knows? Maybe I'll come say hi one day when I'm in your neck of the woods. But tell me, what's on your mind? What's going on?
Anyway, yes. So I'm also just wanted to say thank you so much
Thank you.
for all the work that you do.
Indeed.
It's not just because of your knowledge, but just the level of connection, because you go into the spiritual side of it like no other people go into the spiritual side of it.
Thank you.
And especially being a very deeply feeling crazy person in the family, it's the stuff that I would feel, try to communicate, and I still have to educate people as to what narcissistic abuse is while I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's like a triple trauma, because I've just survived my second narcissistic relationship. So 6 months ago, I landed up in psychiatric hospital for the first time in my life.
Oh la la.
I have had other traumas in my life, but not as bad as what I felt when I literally just felt like somebody is bewitching me. I know I'm African, but I really don't really think about that stuff, like first and foremost. But I felt like something is funky. Like I've tried taking walks in the morning, meditating, it just wasn't working. Until I was in hospital and I realized that this partner would literally cry on the phone, making me feel guilty that I'm spending 3 weeks in hospital instead of 1. And I guess because I was away from them contact-wise, I do believe it's witchcraft, which is why I'm calling, because I'm so freaked out. It sounds, what do you know about the witchcraft? Because I felt like the longer I was in hospital, the stronger I got. And I mean, I thought I'd be uncomfortable. And when I got out, that's when I was like, it had been a 3-year relationship. I was like, this is bullshit. I feel used. Like, it's not working anymore. And obviously they unraveled. And, we had to break up because they decided to leave after they lied and I confronted them. So instead of apologizing, they left. But then I later understood that, oh no, I was supposed to stop them from leaving. So me saying, okay, fine, they go. I had the worst treatment after that. And I was so confused. Like, excuse me, I didn't fight you, But honestly, the worst trauma bond, because this was a 3-year relationship, and my previous relationship was with an overt narcissist for 11 years. We were married, and honestly, it wasn't as taxing. Yes, it was stressful, but this covert shit left me empty.
Let me ask you a question. So Mansa Mu, I love it. Mansa Musa. I see what's going on. There's a few things I'll tell you before you leave. But let me ask you this. How do you currently feel about the covert narcissist and the recent breakup? How do you feel about them?
Sure. Because I feel like I had a PhD in the overt narcissists, right? And then with this one, I actually just got my undergrad. They're like spiritual criminals.
Yeah.
So it's more like with an overt narcissist. It took me a while to realize because me being the people pleaser I was,
yes,
as long as I did what needed to be, as long as I kept looking beautiful, as long as I was feminine, as long as, I did well but not too well, I was fine. But our clashes came in that, by the way, I'm also neurospicy, I'm ADHD, but I'm quite high functioning. So it was a point where 1 year I'm in banking, 1 year I'm in fashion, 1 year. So whenever I came to industries that would threaten them, I'd meet a new person. I'm thinking my husband should be happy for me.
No.
But instead it'd be horrible, right? But with a covert narcissist, it's like you don't even know which times are the good times.
Yeah.
You don't know.
So how do you feel about them?
Everything is alive.
How do you feel about them now? What do you want to happen to them?
I guess my is what do you do when you know words are spells?
Yes.
But you literally know that somebody was just not trying to kill you because of their subconscious unconscious behavior.
Yeah.
But they were literally working like little warlocks.
Okay. Let me tell you this. The reason why you're suffering still is because you haven't forgiven. And when you are in a place of not forgiving, forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. When you don't forgive, you are the same energetic frequency as the narcissist. Should I say that again?
Okay, how do I forgive faster? Because I've been trying.
Okay, can you do this with me? Mm-hmm. Do I have your permission to say a few words with you?
Oh, please.
Okay, okay. Let's say this together. I send back all energy sent to me that do not belong to me. I call back my energies from wherever I gave it away, knowingly or unknowingly. All negative energies are released from my bloodline.
All negative energies are released by my bloodline.
All is forgiven.
All is forgiven.
Oh, you hesitated. All is forgiven.
All is forgiven. Now I was taking a deep breath.
All is forgiven. One more time.
All is forgiven.
And released to divinity.
All is forgiven.
And released to divinity.
And released to divinity.
Across my bloodline.
Across my bloodline.
Across all timelines.
Across all timelines.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is.
So it is. Deep breath. You just did it.
Thank you. That was powerful. That was powerful.
We are in this together, my dear sister. We are in this together. We can't be like them. Because even Hitler had a woman who loved him. Her name was Eva Braun. So what benefit is it when you only love those who love you? You're just like Hitler.
Absolutely.
The thing about the empath is to love everybody. You don't have to like them. That's fine. But loving people, even the narcissist, is non-negotiable. And loving people doesn't mean reconciliation.
100%.
So when you release that hate, you become a light being. You see me?
Yeah. But you know what? I do, just before I leave,
yes,
I do have to add that once I left psychiatric hospital, I joined a bunch of these support groups.
Yes.
And I decided to go to CODA.
Yes.
Only because my psychiatrist told me I'm codependent and I couldn't figure it out. Because actually, I'm one person that can communicate my boundaries,
Yes,
I'm like the narcissist's worst nightmare because I would challenge them.
You challenge them, exactly.
So I challenged them, but they just would not let me go.
No.
They all want to own me.
Yes.
So my psychiatrist said to me, my childhood trauma, because of my emotional abandonment wounds, I've survived a lot on my own.
Yes.
That I am a fixer. And being a fixer, I had to acknowledge the fact that being a fixer made me codependent because I am manipulative.
Do you know who made you a fixer? Should I tell you?
My mother.
Thank you very much. You know why?
Because
I'll tell you. Because you gave her narcissistic supply. So you were programmed to be that. And as long as you're still resonant with those energies, you cannot ascend to your full light being mode. You understand? Let me put it this way. I have relatives alive who will never see me again. Did you hear me? Look me in my eyes. I have relatives alive who will never see me again.
Never see you.
Okay, you got it. So that's the message, my dear sister. And I just want to send you lots of, and keep connected. I send you lots of positive energy. We're in this together, yeah?
Yes, have a lovely, lovely time.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Maybe we take a few more. Let's see. A couple more. Let's see. Hi, Praise Wellness. How you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well. One love always. What's on your mind today?
I just want to thank you again, as always. As the repairer of the breach you are. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to bring a couple of points just based on my experience that I think that will help someone that might be listening.
Thank you.
One of the points that I wanted to bring up was how important no contact is. And what I wanted to bring up in reference to no contact is I was able to see how passive aggressiveness or the passive aggressive behaviors that I contributed to what I was allowing in the function of the narcissist. And if I can say the function, because narcissism comes in many forms.
That's right.
And it can come in the form of a relationship. It can come in the form of a job relationship with your supervisor or the job itself, an organization, a group, a sorority, a fraternity. I mean, you name it. You can continue on. But once I went into hermit mode, and that hermit mode actually triggered the heck out of me because I realized there were so many things that I had attached myself to for comfort or for whatever it was that I was seeking. My passive aggressiveness as an empath, obviously, I know empaths out there, if you want to label yourself that, but the function of an empath is a person that cares pretty much. And so when you're in this passive aggressive role, which is not opening your mouth to express how you feel about things that you are not in agreement with. It can be you slamming the door. It can be you, not washing or whatever it is that you're not doing that's not allowing yourself to open up your mouth. This is the part where you have to take the responsibility of what will you allow. And I found that when I went into hermit mode, I was able to pinpoint things that I was allowing because I wasn't opening my mouth.
Wow.
I'm mad, I'm upset, and so I'm gonna walk around with all this anger inside of me in these environments where high narcissism was functioning, like a church, like a marriage, like a job where you're afraid to say something because you think they're going to take your promotion or whatever it is that you're putting yourself in a position to not open your mouth. So the point of not being passive aggressive is one thing I wanted to bring up so that you can take the responsibility.
That's right.
And the go no contact is important because I found that because of the spell casting that had been going on since I was a child, having no contact, you're not around those spells anymore.
That's right.
So those spells start like falling off.
That's right.
You start seeing who you really are. You start hearing who you really are because you're not in the midst of it. So I say the no contact is important because when you're not in the environment of the spells, whether it's a church, whether it's a job, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a relationship, you're able to see and hear what really is going on.
Yeah.
And this was when I was able to see, wow, it's not only my ex-husband that was a narcissist.
Yikes.
It was my job.
Oh, Lord.
It was all the pastors from my past churches.
Yikes.
It was the job that I chose in the future. It was it was even the restaurant that I have a problem with.
Yeah.
There's a narcissistic maitre d'.
That's right.
Like you start seeing
all
the places that you will not allow yourself to be anymore.
Exactly.
So I say no contact is important. And I say, yes, empath, you can be passive aggressive. So open your mouth and stop saying, "Oh, this happened to me." But what did you allow?
That's
because
right.
you didn't open your mouth.
Exactly.
That's all I wanted to
Oh, your high praise wellness. I'm a fan of you, and I really appreciate your wisdom here. Everything you said is true, because one of the things you've said, which is very true, even in my experience, was embracing silence, no contact, all forms of silence, because it's in silence that you hear your higher self speak to you. It is in no contact that things become very apparent. And you said it so well, high praise wellness. I can't even add anything more except that. And I really appreciate you speaking your wisdom and blessing us with your voice today. You see?
I appreciate you too. One love. Keep doing
always. Send you good energy. Thank you so much. All right. Seeker of truth. Go for it. What's on your mind?
Hello. Can you hear me all
right? Yes, I can hear you just fine. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been listening to you a few lives now, and I haven't joined yet, but I just to do the audio.
Thank you.
Verbal communication isn't my favorite.
Oh, that means a lot. That means a lot that you're actually here. Thank you for saying that.
But I can relate to what everybody else is saying, and I sending tons of hearts that way, and I'm at the stage where it just keeps on coming. I'm fighting the fight. I'm standing up, but I don't feel I have the right tools or weapons to really do the job in a way that's working. And honestly, really just have to do a lot of bidding, and they come knocking on the door, though, and you just feel like I can't get away from the
Do you know why?
Narcissistic behavior.
Do you know why?
Tell me.
Because your empathy is mixed with a cocktail of a trauma bond. What do I mean? The trauma bond with the narcissist comes from the highs and lows in the relationship, which is why we remain there, because we yearn for the highs when we hit the low, and the lows make us yearn for the highs whenever that happens. And then being a natural empath, it's hard for you to actually believe that there are people you love, people who said they love you, who are actually capable of being singularly evil and demonic. And the reason why it's hard for you to believe that is because you're a true empath. And so the task here is not to dismiss your empathy, is to realize that what is remaining for you to learn is the wisdom of discernment. And until you learn that lesson, these narcissists will always be connected to you in some way. Because the moment you become discerning, it doesn't matter if the narcissist was someone who came out of your womb. A narcissist is a narcissist, and you pay your karmic debt. But there is no place for narcissists in our lives if it's available for us to do without them. And in the best case scenario, it's no contact. In some cases, whether an ex-spouse and you have children, it might have to be yellow rock, right, or gray rock, which is minimum conversation. But the biggest part of escaping narcissistic abuse is to no longer be an energetic match to that frequency. And the way you stop being an energetic match is to begin to see yourself in the proper light. And yourself in the proper light is not a survivor, that you actually went through Jedi abuse, which was designed to not make you see the diamonds in your heart. So you are a pure diamond. And the moment you begin to see that and appreciate that would actually be the thing that turns you away from anything that seems mildly inauthentic. Because when you start to love yourself, are you going to put yourself in any situation that doesn't give you love?
Right.
No, you're not. The only reason why you still do it is because you've recovered to a point. I can hear your transformation, but you don't want to believe that those who you love are capable of being evil. And I just want to burst that bubble for you and say to you, seeker of truth, because that's your name, that they actually are exactly what you believe they are, what they show themselves to be when the mask slipped. You not wanting to believe that is you projecting your good energy onto them. So you're covering for them. You see what I'm saying, or am I making this up?
No, I see what you're saying. And my experience has been more that it's been my mother that's been in the actual relationship with the narcissist.
Yes.
And then I've kind of had to deal with trying to save her and, failing. And then my romantic relationships haven't been narcissistic, but I'm kind of, I prefer to be more alone.
Yeah.
Because of what I've experienced, and the idea of marriage is just like, no,
not now.
So,
yeah.
I just, but it's just for instance, I have a neighbor who's wealthier and more entitled, and has decided that she wants half of my backyard, and now I'm in a legal thing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a small little bit, but it's like now I have to deal, and so I don't know her very well, but it's like I really at all, but it's like
can I interrupt? Okay. Can I interrupt you? Can I interrupt you? It's not the neighbor; it's the Jezebel spirit. It's everywhere. So you have to when you deal with it spiritually, and then in the material world, it's defeated. It's because you want to save your mom. Do you see how counterintuitive that is? You cannot save her. She's there because she wants to be there. And when you try to save her, you're actually still confirming to yourself that you're still open to narcissistic abuse. So the moment you say, look, it's her journey, it's different than mine, I still love her, but it's something she has to deal with because that's her karma, you're suddenly free. And the moment you're free from that, it begins to curtail any other narcissist in your life. That when they come, it won't succeed. So that neighbor over there, I don't care what they have, it's not the neighbor, it's that they are a vessel for this Jezebelian spirit that surrounds your light. The moment you look at the Jezebel spirit and say, not today, Satan.
Okay.
I have won. You have no dominion here. And all of this is all energetic.
Okay.
The moment you start to realize that you will not be intimidated by this narcissistic energy is when your freedom begins. So the reason why that neighbor showed up in your life is because you still have some lessons to learn. In other words, your mother was not a potent enough teacher, so now you have the neighbors who have to give you a healthy dose of it. Do you see it?
Well, I do, and I see the pattern. I'm very clear, and it's just I feel like I'm in a narcissistic prison. And
yes, it is. It is a prison, and until you wake up to the illusion that the prison was a program, not real.
Right.
It's in your mind.
I guess I get it energetically, but I still don't get it or something because it's still coming. So I just
so here it is. It's to let your lawyer do the business and don't respond. You see, the moment you let your lawyers handle it, and you don't have to communicate to any narcissist.
Okay.
Yeah, you that's how you keep your power. Because the narcissist is committed to misunderstanding you. So deal with the system. There's no need to talk to the narcissist.
Yeah.
That's
lawyers are kind of narcissistic too, though.
Then fire them and find new ones who understand narcissistic abuse. Fire them. You don't have to put up with it. You see, the problem here is you still believe that you still have to tolerate it a little bit because if you don't, you're not compassionate. And guess who you're not being compassionate towards?
Myself. I know. I don't know why it's so hard for me.
It is hard. It is very hard until it becomes simple.
Yeah.
This is why most of us had to serve life sentences in spiritual jail. In hell.
Right.
You are just coming out of it. Nelson Mandela had to spend 27 years in captivity to learn empathy. That's why he was able to free an apartheid South Africa. Don't you see? It's the same thing. You're no different from Mandela.
Well, gosh, I'm going to be doing something then.
That's what
with all this.
I know you're saying it tongue in cheek, but you actually are.
Yeah.
You actually are. And so
and I have a plan and I have a purpose, and I feel like sometimes it's because of that I'm being attacked.
Do you know what your major challenge is? I'll tell you before you go. You're riddled with self-doubt.
Okay.
And that self-doubt even itself is an illusion. You see?
Right.
And if you want to talk more, just book a free session on my site and let's get into more specifics. You're not alone. I know exactly where you are. But in the meantime, I just want to send you peace and good energy, and realize, hold your peace by remaining silent. Let the system do its bit. Trust and surrender.
All right.
And
Thank you very much.
and you're surrendering to yourself, not some God in the sky. Do you see?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm feeling unresolved. So reach out to me. Let's talk offline. Okay? You're not alone. All right. Peace. So we take one or two more before we call it a day. What a conversation. My goodness. This is real. Hello, Pink Sunshine. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And tell us, what's on your mind today?
Yes, I was not expecting to come across your live. I was just on TikTok spending some time today, but I came across your live, so not your live, but your videos.
Yes.
Probably about like 3 or 4 months back.
Wow.
And you keep popping up on my live, and I resonate with everything that you say. I agree with it. You educated me in so many ways concerning, like, I never heard of the dark night of the soul and all of that, but I heard of empath.
Yes.
And I've been told that by several people that I was that. And now I'm finally at a point where I am coming to grips of who I am and coming to grips of who I need to be. After going through a whole life of identity crisis because of being brought up by a narcissistic mother and taken from my birth parents at 2 years old and getting into the military and them tearing down your identity to make you a soldier, and then getting trapped into a cult that I thought was a church, and then getting into a narcissistic marriage, and then still didn't learn, getting into a narcissistic relationship, and now having a child with a narcissist. She's one. And so now, after all of that, I feel God has set me down and says, this is who you are. And you have to be okay with who I created you to be. And like you said, that Marriott treatment that people pay for, that is me to the bone that I gave away for free all of my life. I'm known for my hospitality, my hospitable personality. Now I have gone through the dark night of the soul where I have gone through complete anger. I got angry. I'm like, what? I've been bamboozled all my life. I've been serving devils. I've been accepting all these lies. I've been beat up. I mean, when I say traumatized, trauma, you could put that above. But now I'm at a point, and I'm saying this for all my other empaths on here. I'm at a point now where I am striving to put that word trauma beneath my feet because of the transformation I'm walking through. And not only so, I am trying, I ran from the second master's degree that I'm in right now. I ran from it 8 times because I believe God is calling me to become a therapist. A regular, but a spiritual therapist because therapists can, like you said, only get you but so far when you're only dealing with the mental and emotional and physical. But we are spiritual too. And that has been neglected and abused for me my whole life. And people can't see that. I'm spiritually, you know how you get beat up physically, you got all these wounds, you got cuts. Spiritually, my whole life. So now my daughter, giving birth to her, she helped me find that inner strength to say enough. And this anger, this not just anger, this violent anger has arose in me to wake up and say, wait, you don't have to put up with this no more. And what that lady said, using our voice, my throat chakra has been so locked. I have thyroid issues. I have nodules on my thyroid. I have MS. I have fibromyalgia, PCOS. I've been told I couldn't have kids. She is my hope, and I named her Hope because I prayed one day to have a girl. So I had to hold on to hope. And now that she is here, it broke my heart to realize I had her with a narcissist. But now here, you guys, seeing you, hearing everyone's testimony, and just going through my dark night, I'm like, wait.
Wow.
This is a purpose. It's a reason why I went through a life of trauma. My daughter will not go through this.
Wow.
And I'm going to do everything to break these curses. I was taken from my mother too because my father abused her.
Oh.
So I was taken from her and put forced to get all my life. So I walked my whole life in identity crisis. Now I feel God is showing me who I am. And those diseases, I believe, because I hated myself. I didn't know who I was.
Wow.
But now, and that's why I was in these relationships, also because of my narcissistic mother. But now I cut ties with her. I do not speak to her.
Wow.
I don't want to speak to her because
wow,
now I found my freedom. I found my voice in therapy. I found a safe place in therapy.
Wow.
So I said, God, I want to give back to us and the people that you have called me to find their voice and who they are. So I'm just on here to tell you, thank you for being a transformation coach. What you're doing is not in vain. And I'm about to cry because I feel the power of so many people's lives are going to be changed because of you speaking the truth to them.
Wow.
And your words of truth and videos impact me as well.
You know what, Pink Sunshine, can I say something before you go?
Yes, sir.
Whew. You are the definition of this life, because the life is focused on how narcissistic abuse is akin to spiritual slavery in the hell realm. How narcissistic abuse is akin to spiritual slavery in the hell. And you went through that. And the reason you went through all that is because you had karmic debts to pay. Yeah. And now that you're free, I can't wait to see you everywhere. You're going to be everywhere doing everything on behalf of your higher self. This is your winning season. And your daughter is an indigo.
What is that?
An indigo is a child that's just like you and lucky to have you because you're going to guide her to her truth and her power. That's how you've broken the cycle. You've broken the curse. You have broken the curse. You see me?
Yes.
You have broken the curse, Pink Sunshine. And I'm celebrating you right now.
Thank you.
I am celebrating you.
Yes.
You have broken it. You have broken it and won yourself back. This is what inner knowledge is about. Winning yourself back. Whew. I just want to send you lots of peace and love. And know that we see you. Look at the comments people are saying to you. We see you. So keep on.
I will. I promise I'm doing this for us. You and me.
Yes.
All of us that are light and love. I'm doing this for us.
You said it. And I just want to send you one love and happiness and joy. You heard me?
God bless you all.
Receive. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you. We take one more. One more. Diddy Follow 2. You're the last for today. Tell me what's on your mind.
So I have, I'm in a relationship, actually an engagement of 3 years. And it's gone on so long because I'm dragging my feet. And there's so many times where I've come to the point where I say, and I've said it so long, I don't have to live this way, and neither do you. And I don't want to feel as though, and I'm not the type of person to impose myself on someone else. So mainly, he has a problem smoking marijuana. It's not medicinally, it's recreationally. And I have children, he has children. We have one child together. And I don't want to raise my children, and I don't think it's suitable for him to show his children. But before I met him, I guess that was their way of living. And I wasn't totally privy to that, but slowly things are revealing themselves. And I did leave him, but it was incredibly hard. So I ended up coming back. He quit smoking marijuana for 1.5 years. And I think that's the major part, but it's even the other little things that should be so easy to work together, where, maintaining the home, raising children appropriately, financially coming together, things like that.
Can I just interrupt you there, Diddy, for too? Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Do you know what is happening to you?
I know something bad.
You know, can I just tell you the truth, or should I take it easy?
I need the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, you're seeing red flags, and the red flags is not about the marijuana; it's other things, and so you're getting cold feet. That's really what's happening, and the red flags are indicating you're about to enter a new dose of spiritual slavery, right, in the hell realm. And do you want to do that? That's exactly. I'm just telling you what you're reflected. You just said that without saying it.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. It's not about the marijuana. It's not about the kids. It's not about all that. It's about red flags. So the marijuana is just the presenting issue. It's not the root cause. Do you see what I'm saying? You see the high praise bonus, red flags. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, and I appreciate the validation in that because we are currently in counseling, and it's almost as though he's able to throw the veil over everybody else's eyes and minimize the actual situation, and they're ushering us in. Just, it's going to be fine, woman of God. You're going to be fine. And I'm like, do you not hear the things I'm saying? The breakdown in communication, I can't diagnose anyone, but I do think he is a narcissist. I think that he plays these little games with me to create drama so that he can go and smoke his marijuana or whatever, I see the game, I see the patterns, and so I say, you think my words are empty? I've left once, I am going to leave again, and he'll laugh at me. And I just can't even say it enough, and it's going to be incredibly hard.
Well,
you're right. It is.
It is. And can I offer a perspective if it's useful?
Yes.
In the next few days, I know you've got children and such, so it might be difficult. But if you can find some quiet time, even if it's just for half an hour, go to a park, go somewhere. Yeah. You will see how things continue to happen for you. Right. So just understand that and know that clarity will come from within you. Right. Clarity will come from within you. Right. So just trust your intuition and know that it is your intuition that is guiding you to what's best for your higher self. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll send you the best and see you around. Keep in touch. You're not alone.
Thank you.
All right. All right, folks. Have to hop off. Hope to see you next week. We'll be back. Actually, we'll be back on Wednesday, which I know is Christmas Day. But if you're available, join us. It'll probably be about the same time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And if we didn't get to you, apologies. Hopefully, we can get to you on Wednesday, December 25th, which is technically Christmas Day. Well, it's not. It is Christmas Day. But I want to send you good energy, happiness, joy. And we explored a lot today. And so just know that what you experience is real. And the more you forgive and let go, the faster and sooner you rise up from spiritual slavery in the hell realm. Peace and light. See you on Wednesday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.